Links to previous episodes are given in the video description, so don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. An innocent heart. A dominant mate. A dangerous past. Synopsis. Hope is the sole daughter of one of the strongest and most powerful betas ever known. Since her childhood, she has enjoyed the love of her parents, along with beauty and grace. Every girl aspires to be like her, and every guy desires to be with her. Discover what unfolds when she becomes mated to the most eligible bachelor who is soon to be an alpha. He has never needed to struggle for a woman's love, he is fierce, commanding, and controlling. Additionally, he is nearly 10 years her senior and already extremely accomplished, while she has not even reached 18 yet. What occurs when a jealous woman from his past inflicts emotional pain? Will Hope ignore the mate bond and move forward, or will his overpowering nature dominate her? Episode 1. Prologue. My name is Hope. I am 17 years old and my father Brian Ward is the beta of the Golden Moon Pack. He is a very well-known man with a lot of power within the country. To me he is the best dad a girl could ask for. My mother Catherine is my idol. She is what every woman should be. She's intellectual, beautiful, and very down to earth. My parents found out they were mates when they were young and have been inseparable ever since. Because Dad is beta and most his work is within our pack, they spend most of their time at the pack house. A huge white mansion in the middle of a beautiful dense forest. I don't go there often myself because I try and live as normal as I possibly can. Even though, as you might have guessed, I'm not your typical teenage girl. The high school I go to is run by wolves but has both human and wolf students. The administration and most of the staff are all wolves though. I have a great group of friends within our pack and we all go to the same school. I love my group of friends. We have known each almost all our lives. In our group I'm known as the good girl. I love hanging out with friends and partying, but I also enjoy reading a lot, being around my family, and I care about my school work. My name is Hope. I am 17 years old and my father Brian Ward is the beta of the Golden Moon Pack. He is a very well-known man with a lot of power within the country. To me he is the best dad a girl could ask for. My mother Catherine is my idol. She is what every woman should be. She's intellectual, beautiful, and very down to earth. My parents found out they were mates when they were young and have been inseparable ever since. Because Dad is beta and most his work is within our pack, they spend most of their time at the pack house. A huge white mansion in the middle of a beautiful dense forest. I don't go there often myself because I try and live as normal as I possibly can. Even though, as you might have guessed, I'm not your typical teenage girl. The high school I go to is run by wolves but has both human and wolf students. The administration and most of the staff are all wolves though. I have a great group of friends within our pack and we all go to the same school. I love my group of friends. We have known each almost all our lives. In our group I'm known as the good girl. I love hanging out with friends and partying, but I also enjoy reading a lot, being around my family, and I care about my school work. Hope. Text message after text message and call after call. Emily would not take a hint. Ugh, I wake up annoyed. She kept calling and calling no matter how many times I told her I was too tired to get out of bed. Then she barged into my bedroom and started yanking me out of bed. Get up, it's noon time. She screams. I'm up, I yelped when she threatened to pour water over me. I gave in and got up to get ready for a day with my best friend. I wore one of my favorite bikinis with shorts and a white t-shirt on top with some sandals and sunglasses. I look pretty good considering I didn't get much sleep last night. I decided not to tell anyone about the person I saw looking up at my window. I didn't want to make a big deal out of it. Emily ran down the stairs, practically dragging me behind her. We walked to the pack house since my house wasn't too far, and I headed straight for the backyard where the pool is, while Emily went inside to change. The mansion has an Olympic-size pool surrounded by beautiful green grass and lounge chairs. Kyle and Matt sometimes use this pool for training purposes. I took off my shorts and t-shirt and laid down on one of the lounge chairs. It felt so good to just lay down in the sun and do nothing. A few minutes later, Mom and Luna came out and sat by the pool in the shade. I walked over and gave Mom a kiss and hugged our Luna. "Hope, you look more and more beautiful every time I see you," Luna Maria says, making me smile. "She's so sweet." "Thank you, Luna. What are you guys planning anyway?" I asked. "Well, we're done planning tonight's dinner and now we are just relaxing," Mom answered. "Zane." I got up at night and mind-linked my men and told them to be ready to leave. My wolf has been going nuts all night, pacing back and forth, driving me insane. "Hunter, what's with you?" "He keeps pacing. I want to go home," he says. "He's had enough of this place too. I know he hasn't been happy with me, Stephanie. He wants his mate, that's all he talks about lately. It's getting annoying. I'm 27 years old. I think if I was going to find my mate I would have by now. Most wolves find their mate right after they turn 18. Others around 21 or 22. I used to want the mate bond. I even felt a pull towards Hope when I turned 18, but she was way too young, so I ignored it. I felt it again every time I saw her, and Hunter would purr when she was around, but there was no way she was my mate. She's too young. Anyway, I gave up on the idea a few years ago. I don't need a Luna. I'm sitting in the passenger seat next to Alex, one of my pack warriors and good friend. I take a deep breath once we reach our pack's territory. I can't wait to sleep in my own bed. Maybe Hunter will relax a bit too, but the closer we get to the pack house the more anxious Hunter gets. All of a sudden I smell the most intoxicating scent of lavender and sweet citrus. "What is that?" I ask. "Has Mom planted some sort of flowers around our lands?" I think to myself. Suddenly the smell gets really strong and it's making my heart beat like crazy. "Stop the car!" I growl at Alex. "Is everything okay?" he asks. "Yes, go ahead." I feel like walking the rest of the way. I wait for Alex to drive off, then start following the delicious scent until it hits me hard when I reach Beta Brian's house. Who is in there? Do they have visitors over maybe? I walk closer to the house and now I'm in their yard, standing, looking up at one of the windows when a woman comes to the window and sees me. For some reason I stare up at her, not being able to move. I wish I could see her better. I can tell she has long hair. Hunter is growling and howling in my head. I block him out so I can't hear him and jog towards the pack house. I woke up feeling better than I have in a while. Hunter is whining again. He is a brutal beast when in battle but can throw a fit like a child. I get dressed and head out looking for Mom and Dad when I smell that scent again. Damn it, what is that? I say to myself. I walked through the house to the backyard where the pool is. My eyes are set on the most mouth-watering body I've ever seen. She's wearing a tiny bikini and her tan skin is glowing in the sun. Her long mud blonde hair is flowing down her back. I feel myself get hard. She's turned so her back is to me and she's talking to my mom and Catherine, the beta's wife. Who is that? I walk closer to them, tilting my head to the side to get a better look, and that's when I see her. Hope. Hunter growls mate, and suddenly she looks up at me with the most beautiful green eyes. For a moment I stand frozen, lost in her eyes. Mine, I growled out. She looks like she's in shock and asks, "What did you say?" I lose all control and grab her and pull her to my chest, burying my face in her neck. Her mom is looking at me shocked. Heaven! This girl is pure heaven. Then I feel it. Hope is pushing me away. She's pushing against my chest, trying to break free from my hold. She's not comfortable with me holding her. Why is she trying to get away from me? I silently ask myself. What's wrong? I ask her, keeping my hold on her. She looks up at me like she's confused or scared. Mom, her voice cracks, causing a sharp pain right through my heart. Her mom tries to pull her away from me gently, and that's when I lose it. Zane. I pull Hope towards me and growl at her mother like my life depends on it. Nobody can take her away. My dad and Beta Brian run outside towards us. Son, let her go, my dad says with authority in his voice. This only makes me more angry. Nobody can take away mate. Hunter is going crazy. A few more pack members come out along with my brothers. Hope calls out to her dad, but he doesn't do anything. He smiles at her reassuringly. He's careful not to come too close. Then she calls out Jason and he gets closer to her, trying to play hero. But my mom screams no. If an unmated male touches her or comes near her right now, we won't be able to control him. She yells. He acknowledges what his Luna just said and steps back with a distraught look on his face. I'm glaring at him and barely restraining myself from chalking him. He turns around and leaves. Mom takes my hand slowly. Zane, let her go so we can talk. I reluctantly let go of Hope and she leaves my side and runs into her mother's arms. I curse under my breath. Hope. I was standing talking to Mom and Luna Maria when all of a sudden Zane had me in a possessive hold against his rock-hard chest. When did he get back, and why is he holding me like his life depends on it? I pushed at his chest to get out of his dominating grip, but he is too strong. He keeps saying mine over and over again. Oh my God, am I his mate? But he's a womanizer, and why can't I feel the mate bond? This kind of scares me, and his aggressive hold on me isn't helping either. I call out for my parents, but they seem helpless in front of Zane. Then I call for Jason, but Luna doesn't let him touch me. Luna Maria tells Zane to let me go, and when he does I jump into my mom's arms. I don't know why he scared me. Maybe because I was caught off guard? My dad and the Alpha take Zane inside. While he was walking away, he looked back at me with a pained expression on his face, or was that a pissed off expression? Matt smiles at me. You're in for the ride of your life, he says. Kyle gestures for him to follow and they both go inside. I'm sorry he scared you, Hope. Alphas are very possessive of their mate, and sometimes it's hard for them to control their emotions, especially during their first encounter. Luna says apologetically. My mom looks shocked still. She hasn't said anything. Finally, Emily shows up. She's running towards us. Oh my God, "You're my brother's mate," she sings songs loudly. "I guess she's happy. If I'm his mate, why can't I feel the mate bond?" I ask. "You have to be 18 to feel the mate bond," Mom says. "It's okay," Luna says, "I just hope he didn't scare you too much." "Are you okay?" "I'm fine," I whisper. "Oh, don't worry, dear, you will feel his mate bond when you turn 18 in a few months." I can tell that Luna and my mom are very happy about my mate. Mom looks shocked but happy, and Luna doesn't look shocked at all. She's smiling from ear to ear. Luna orders some sandwiches and snacks for us from the kitchen before she goes inside to see Zane. I haven't had anything to eat yet, so I eat 2 sandwiches and finally start to relax again. I need to go home and gather my thoughts. This is all so crazy. I barely know Zane. "Mom, I think I'm going to head home." You're not going anywhere," I hear Zane's deep voice from behind me. "You can't tell me what to do," I spit back, looking up at him. God, he is so gorgeous. But that's not important right now. "Like hell I can't, you're staying here so we can talk," he growls at me. Then he shocks me and says, "Please stay." Zane. It hurt to leave her and come inside with Dad and Beta Brian. I was livid, and it took everything in me not to throw her over my shoulder and take her up to my bedroom. But I don't want to scare her any more than I already have. Her dad is silent and looks like he is concerned. Hope is his only child, I can't blame him. But I hope he doesn't try and convince me to stay away from her. "Brian, I can't tell you how happy I am that your daughter and my son are mates," my dad starts. "Hope is an amazing young lady," he continues. Beta Brian smiles, but he still has that look on his face. "Zane, you are everything I want for my daughter. I'm sure you will treat her the way she deserves. But she's not even 18 yet. And you're almost 28. I feel my blood start to boil. I try to cut him off, but he lifts up his hand, letting me know he's not done yet. "Despite your age difference, the moon goddess did choose her for you." Just then Mom walks in. She gives me a big hug. "What time did you get back?" she asks. I was so preoccupied with my baby that I forgot to say hello to Mom. I hug her back and kiss her on the head. "I got in late last night, but I didn't want to wake you." She looks so happy to see me as always, or is it that I finally found my mate? I know my parents like Hope a lot. My train of thought keep going back to her. She is not little anymore. She's the most beautiful woman I have ever laid eyes on, and she is all mine. "Zane, I have a dinner party planned for this evening. I want everyone in a good mood by then," Mom says, and I nod, shoving my hands into my pockets. She puts her hand on my shoulder. "She's going to need some time to get to know you. Be patient, son," Mom says. Patient. Right. I was never given the gift of patience. I walk out of Dad's office towards the backyard again. I see Hope with her mom and Emily. I hear her saying she wants to leave. Poor girl, she doesn't know what she's in for. "You're not going anywhere," I say, locking my eyes on her. She blushes under my stare, giving me a sense of satisfaction. "You can't tell me what to do." "Like hell I can't. You're staying here so we can talk." Then I shock myself by saying, "Please stay. What is this girl doing to me? I never beg." "Hope, put your clothes on. You're coming with me so we go somewhere private to talk, or keep your clothes off," Hunter says in my head. Her mom gives her a quick kiss on the forehead and leaves us alone, taking Emily by the hand with her. Hope stands up in her bikini and starts to put on her shorts then t-shirt, watching her get dressed with my head, and it takes all my self-control not to act like a caveman. Hope. If he thinks I'm going anywhere with him, he is crazy. Did I mention how hot he is? He is about 6'6" with dark hair and dark eyes, a sharp jawline covered with a light stubble, and oh my god, his mouth. He's wearing dark dress pants and a shirt with the sleeves rolled up to his elbows. I keep watching his bulging powerful muscles. He sees me gawking at him and he smirks. This guy has a reputation with women, he must be used to them falling at his feet all the time. I feel like a drooling right now. I'm not going anywhere with you, I say, trying to gain some composure. Oh, and why is that? He asks with a seductive grin on his lips. I don't know anything about you other than you're a womanizer, and I cannot feel the mate bond, so you could be making all this. He stops my rant by picking me up from my seat as I squeal and puts me on his lap. Sparks go through my body when he places his hand on my face. He turns my face to look at him. He clenches his jaw and stares right at me. Watch how you speak to me. I don't tolerate disrespect. I try to get up, but he pulls me down against him. Don't test my patience, baby, I don't have much of it. He says. I am not in desperate need of a woman that I would make this up. You are my mate. He growls. His voice is doing things to me that I cannot describe or explain. Since you have so many women, you don't need me then, I say with conviction. He stares at me for a minute. You're different, you were chosen by the moon goddess for me. You were made for me. I can feel how possessive he is, and it sends chills down my spine. I can't feel the mate pull, and I really don't know him at all, but I do feel comfortable being close to him. We don't know much about each other, but I would like to change that. He pauses for a few seconds, still looking into my soul with those beautiful eyes. Will you give us a chance? He asks with pleading eyes. And I answer with a hesitant nod. Zane. Her nod was hesitant, but I couldn't help smiling at her. I have one hand wrapped around her waist and I bring my other hand up to her face, about to kiss her full lips, but she gets off my lap when she sees Emily coming towards us. Zane, are you going to be hogging her up all day? I want to spend some time with my best friend. My sister says as she walks over. What about me, Em? Didn't you miss me? I asked. Emily is my only sister. I've always spoiled her ever since she was a baby. Didn't you like the birthday gift I sent you? Of course I did. She jumps up and hugs me. But I wish you were there for my party, she says. But my eyes are set on Hope. Me too, I said. We sit outside for a little while, then I left them to go inside and talk to some pack warriors. On my way inside, Crystal storms towards me. You can't be serious, she says. Hope is too young for you. You're going to reject her, right? I raise an eyebrow and look at her. What I do is none of your concern. No, I'm not going to reject her. She wraps her arms around my neck. You and I have something special, Zane. Reject her? She can't give you what you need. I can. I grabbed her arms and shoved her back off me before walking away to my office. Crystal is an attractive woman that I started sleeping with about a year ago. She wasn't the only one I was sleeping with, and she knew that. I've never dated anyone, and she knew I didn't want a serious relationship with her or anyone else. Just as I sat behind my desk, there was a knock at my door and Dad walked in smiling. I got a call from Alpha Edward. He's very impressed with your fighting skills, Dad says with a proud look on his face. You know how I like a good fight, I said. It seems like he had his hopes set on you and one of his daughters uniting, but I roll my eyes. I told him you found your mate soon after you got home. I nodded at him but stayed quiet. I'll see you at dinner, he said before patting my back and walking out. Through my office window I see Hope by the pool with Emily and a few guys from our pack. One of them is that kid Jason. She's smiling and laughing. I keep staring at her. She's really grown up and she's perfect. While it feels like I'm in a trance watching her, they suddenly all get up and walk towards the driveway. I walked outside and come face to face with them. The guys bow to me. Alpha. Where are you all going? I asked, looking at Hope. We're going to the mall, get a few things for the dinner party, she replied. I still couldn't figure out if she was happy to be with me or not. I'll take you, my voice stern, leaving no room for any arguments, and the guys nodded, said their goodbyes and left quickly. Zane, we want to go with our friends, Emily barked out at me. I was about to tell her she's crazy if she thinks I'm letting Hope go with that kid when Crystal came out. Alpha, I need to talk to you, she said. Talk? I glared at her. Zane, it's private. Emily looks like she's going to jump on her and Hope turns around slowly and starts to walk away. I grab her by the waist quickly before she can get any further away. I want her to listen to what I have to say to Crystal. I have never cared about any woman's feelings, until now. It's Alpha to you, and whatever you have to say you can say in front of Hope. Crystal remained still for a few seconds, then turned around and left us alone. Emily had a smug look on her face. She gets closer to us. You guys go to the mall. I really don't need anything. I'll see you at dinner, Hope. She smiled at her friend and left us alone. Hope. When she calls him by his first name, I realized she was not just another pack member to him. I have seen her around the pack house but couldn't remember her name. I suddenly got this sick feeling in my stomach, so I turned to walk away so I don't embarrass myself, but Zane pulled me by the waist towards him. He stopped me from leaving and basically put her in her place. I kind of felt bad for her, but I was happy with what he said. We stood outside alone now, his eyes staring into mine. Why did you turn to leave? He asked. He was standing so close with one arm still wrapped around my waist. I wanted to give you some privacy. I answered, looking away from his heated stare. He ran his hand through his dark hair and looked at me intensely for a few seconds, making my insides quiver. I don't want privacy with anyone but you. He has a serious look on his face. I wanted to ask him who she was to him, but I didn't. Instead I said, I'm going to go get ready for dinner and I'll see you there, okay? I thought you wanted to go to the mall. He asked. I can go some other time. I still want to study a bit before getting ready for dinner. I said, feeling like a kid compared to him. He grinned at me and took my hand in his. Okay, I'll walk you home. His voice was like no other man's voice. His body, the way he spoke and walked, everything about him was intense. Hope. Zane held my hand the whole way to my house, and even though it was a short walk, my stomach was doing cartwheels. When we reached my front door and he lifted both my hands up to his mouth and kissed each one ever so softly and slowly, never taking his eyes off mine. I stood there frozen as if I was under a spell. His eyes are memorizing. Then just when I thought he was going to walk away, he took my face in both his hands and closed the distance between us as his lips come crashing down on mine. I didn't respond at first, making him growl in anger. He pushed me lightly against the door and tightened his grip on me. I couldn't help but give in to him. I wrapped my arms around his neck and opened my mouth in acceptance. The kiss got intense as his tongue explored my mouth. His hands traveled down my back all the way down to my hips. A small moan escaped me and his kiss turned even more heated and possessive. Nobody has ever kissed me like that. I felt like I was under his spell and couldn't break loose. "Baby," he whispered as he kissed my jaw, then down my neck to my shoulder. "If you don't stop me now, I won't be able to stop myself from you right here against the door." I pulled away, breathing heavy. His eyes looked really dark and he had a devilish smirk on his lips. What the heck just happened? I turned around, went inside, and shut the door quickly. Oh my goddess! What have I gotten myself into? He is so intense. Mom and Dad were in the living room. I ran my hands through my hair before walking towards them. "Hi Princess," Dad greeted me. It looked like they were already dressed for dinner. I sat down next to him and put my head on his shoulder. He looked at me worried. "Princess, Zane is an exceptional man. Once you get to know him better, I'm sure you'll agree." I couldn't answer, I was still in a daze from his kiss. Mom smiled. "Once you turn 18 we won't be able to keep you two apart," she says quietly. "I remember when I first found your dad." She looks at him, then got up and planted a quick kiss on his mouth, then left the room. "We have been inseparable ever since," Dad continued while watching her walk away. I couldn't help but smile at my parents and how much love they still have for one another. Dad gave me a serious look. Right now the mate bond is a painful torture for Zane. I look at him confused. Why? He took a deep breath then said, "Well Princess, for one, he's an alpha. Mates can't stand to be apart, you know that. It's in their nature to protect and love each other, and being apart weakens them. For alphas the mate bond is multiplied by 100, and since you can't feel the mate pull between you two yet, he's probably hurting and having a hard time controlling himself. He also has to control his wolf." He looked at me lovingly, then kissed my forehead. I stayed quiet, lost in my own thoughts for a few seconds, then got up slowly. "I'm going to study before I have to get ready." I went upstairs to my room thinking about what Dad said and about that kiss. After reading the same sentence over and over again, I knew I wasn't going to be able to study at all. I got up and took a long hot shower. I got out with a towel around me and found my mom in my walk-in closet. "What dress are you going to wear?" she asked me. "The white strapless one I bought last week," I say while I get ready to blow dry my hair. "I love that dress and you haven't worn it yet." "Listen, Dad and I are going up to the pack house now. I want to be there in case Maria needs help and your father wants to speak to the alpha before dinner," she explained while she took out my white dress and laid it on my bed. "Okay, I'll meet you guys there," I told her. She hugged me and walked out. Emily and April come to get ready at my house. We do that almost every time we go out or have to get ready for something special. April is another one of my close friends and she's also Eric's mate. "So I heard you caused the alpha to freak out," April said, smiling. "More like he freaked her out," Emily laughs. I rolled my eyes at them. I'm still in shock, to be honest. He's not like any of the guys we know. "You can say that again," he's pure alpha male, there a lot more to handle, April said. We continued to get ready. Emily was doing April's hair and makeup while I dried my hair straight, then put on some light makeup. I don't like to overdo it. I put matching panties and April helped me zip up my dress. Wow, Hope, you look amazing in that dress, Emily said, grinning. I could tell how happy my best friend was that I was her brother's mate. I can't wait for all my friends to find their mates. Zane is going to have a hard time keeping his hands off you tonight, April winked at me. The dress is a few inches above my knees and it fits my curves perfectly. I paired it with nude stilettos. Let's go before Eric comes here looking for me, April laughed as we headed out. I was glad Emily brought her car, I would hate to have to walk in these heels. We entered the pack house and went straight to the dining hall. It's filled with wooden round tables. Every table decorated beautifully for each family. The hall is decorated to perfection. Everything is color coordinated. Exotic flowers adorn the tables and candles in crystal stands add such an elegant touch to the setting. The girls and I went our separate ways for now and I felt as though all eyes were on me. I walked towards my parents who were sitting at the Alpha's table. I bent down and gave them each a kiss as I felt a strong hand snake around my waist and I knew who it was right away, only his touch has ever given me goosebumps. You look absolutely stunning, Zane growled while his eyes trailed over my body. Hope. The way Zane's looking at me makes my heart beat fast and I feel my cheeks heat up. What is wrong with me? I ask myself. He's wearing a grey suit which does nothing to hide his muscles. He is so gorgeous yet intimidating, his aura is powerful and dominating, his presence alone commands attention and respect. He says hello to both my parents, then both the Alpha and Luna walk up to us. Hope you look gorgeous, Luna says and his dad nods in agreement. He pats Zane's back smiling. Kyle and Matt are already sitting down. Zane takes out a seat for me to sit down next to him. I look around and see Jason with his family and Eric and April together with their families. This is the first time that each family has an assigned table. Usually we could sit wherever we wanted. From across the room I see Crystal glaring at me and she turns around when my eyes meet hers. I get this sudden feeling of jealousy when I notice how many she-wolves watch Zane like he's a hot meal. Dinner is served and before everyone starts eating the Alpha stands up and welcomes his son back from being away for so long. He continues to thank our Luna and Mom for planning this dinner. Finally, before he sits down he says, as you might have all heard today, Alpha Zane found his destined mate and your future Luna. He looks at me and smiles. I look at Zane and he tilts his head towards me and kisses me. The crowd roars and cheers in happiness. Our kiss is brief and when we break apart Luna stands up and the room is quiet again. We will have the Luna ceremony after our beautiful Luna turns 18, and again cheers and whistles are heard through the room. Dinner is great and everyone at the table is talking to one person or another. Matt and Kyle are making jokes and Emily and I can't help but laugh with them. I can see myself getting along with them easily. Just before dessert is served some of the older pack members come over and congratulate Zane and I on finding each other. Everyone is so nice but I feel like I'm being rushed into something I'm not ready for. What's wrong? Zane asks me putting his arm around my shoulders. Nothing, I lie. I'm saved when Alpha Philip asks me about school and I answer him. Jason, Eric, and April walk over along with a few other pack members our age. They bow their heads at Zane and I and his family. I stand up and Emily comes over too. Let's get out of here, Eric says. Where to? Emily whispers. I don't think I can go, I say, looking over at our table where Zane is sitting. He's busy talking to some pack members. We're just going outside, come on, and just like that we all leave the dining hall. Finally, I feel like myself again. Things were getting too serious too fast. There's a party at Kelly's, let's go, Eric says, and just like that we split into two cars. I ride with Jason, Eric, and April. Emily rides in the other car with Derek, James, and Amy. So, do you think the alpha will go all crazy for you leaving him? Jason says, his voice laced with sarcasm. I just look at him and choose not to answer. Kelly's house isn't too far away from our territory and we definitely make an entrance being all dressed up. Drinks are handed to us almost as soon as we walk in. Emily and April are already dancing and it is so crowded. I make my way through and I cringe when I bumped into someone. My eyes light up when I see it's Gavin. He looks surprised to see me. Hey Hope! You look amazing in that dress, he slurs. Hey Hope! You look amazing in that dress, he slurs. Thanks, I say, wanting to get away from him as quickly as I can. Gavin is our football team quarterback. I used to have a major crush on him last year, but he kept dating one girl after the other and sometimes 2 or 3 girls at a time, so that was a turn off for me. He would try and talk to me a few times, but I never gave him the time of day after he hurt one of my friends by cheating on her. And right now he smells like alcohol and I'd rather not deal with him. Come, let's dance, he says, taking hold of my arm. I don't think so, Derek interferes. I look at him like he's grown another head. He and Jason are ready to jump at Gavin. What's gotten into you guys? I ask. We have to protect our future, Luna, Jason says. I roll my eyes at him. Don't worry about me, I can take care of myself. Eric laughs. Alpha will have our heads if something happens to you. Just stay close, he says. This is why I love my friends and our pack members. We all watch out for each other. Don't you have a girlfriend already? Gavin looks mad as gets closer to Eric. I do, but she's off limits to you. Jason gets in Gavin's face and says back off with a growl. Gavin is human and has so idea that these 3 wolves can tear him apart in a second. Some of Gavin's friends come just in time and literally pull him away. After my second drink I've forgotten about what happened and I am ready to dance. I start moving my body to the music and letting loose. We have been at the party for about an hour now and we are all having so much fun. We're all drinking, dancing and playing all sorts of games. Then Emily comes rushing over with her phone in hand. Hope, where's your phone? Before I answer her, I register what's going on and start walking outside to the car. I left the pack house without letting my parents know where I was going and then I got distracted and forgot to call them. I check my cell phone and find 10 missed calls from both mom and dad and a dozen text messages from an unknown number. I call mom right away and she picks up on the first ring. Hope, where are you? She sounds frantic. Mom, don't worry. I'm cut off when I hear Zane's voice on the line. Where are you? He asks in a low, chilling voice. I'm at a friend's house with Emily and... You have half an hour to be back or I'm coming to find you. I hang up the phone. This can't be happening. I call Dad. Princess, where are you? and why did you leave without telling anyone? He asks as soon as he answers. I'm sorry it happened so fast. I'm on my way home now. Okay, I'll see you soon then, he replies, and I hang up. Emily comes over. Mom called again. She said we need to get home ASAP. We get everybody and head back to the pack. This time Emily and I are riding with Jason and Derek. As soon as we enter our pack borders, I see security all over our territory. Someone must have been really worried. They pull us over immediately and one guy walks over to us. The Alpha wants to see you all in his office now, he says. Oh goddess. We continue all the way up to the pack house and Jason parks the car in front of the mansion. For a minute I feel like I can't breathe. As we walk inside we are greeted by Mom and Luna, both standing with their hands folded. Why didn't you let us know you were leaving? We have been worried sick. Mom says. I'm sorry, I say, and she hugs me. The important thing is that you're back now, Luna says. Where's Dad? I ask. He went home. Do you want me to wait for you? Mom asks, looking towards the Alpha's office. No, it's okay, go ahead, I'll be there in a bit. She smiles at me and walks out the door. Everybody else has already entered Zane's office. I walk in. Well, look who it is, Zane says in a low voice with a menacing look on his face. I walk over and stand next to the rest. He is sitting behind his desk and we are all standing waiting for him to say something. I take the initiative to speak since they are all quiet. I'm sorry we worried you, but we're back now. I pause. He has his head down now. And it's not the first time we go out at night to a friend's house outside our territory. He stands up slowly and takes off his suit jacket. The first 3 buttons on his shirt are undone and he rolls the sleeves up a few times, then sits down again. He looks at me. Are you done? I stay quiet for a few seconds, then say yes. So can we go? We have school tomorrow. He gets up, comes around his table and stands in front of us with his hands jammed in his pockets. If this ever happens again, you will regret it, he says, looking at the guys. He gets up, comes around his table and stands in front of us with his hands jammed in his pockets. If this ever happens again, you will regret it, he says, looking at the guys. Alpha, I'm sorry, we should have told someone we were leaving, Jason says. You have no room to talk, get out, Zane grits through his teeth, and if looks could kill, Jason would be 10 feet under. Jason leaves quickly and the rest of us remain quiet. All of you get out except for you, he says, pointing to me. I swallow hard. They all leave and I'm left alone with him. He takes slow, calculated steps towards me with his head down and hands still in pockets. He circles around me once, then stops right behind me. I gulp and put my head down. He doesn't have to say a word, the power and aura coming off him speak volumes, and I can feel his breath on my neck. What did I say about respect? He asks. He doesn't wait to hear what I have to say. You left with your friends without even thinking for a second about me. He pauses for a few seconds like he's having an internal battle with his wolf. Zane, I didn't think going. He cuts me off again. Leave, he growls at me, and I'm in shock. I want to explain myself but I can't. He told me to leave. I wait a few seconds but I feel like crying all of a sudden, so I turn around and leave. All I can think about is he is going to reject me. Maybe it's for the best? Then why do I feel so heartbroken all of a sudden? Hope. I'm rushing home feeling like I was going to have a breakdown. How could he humiliate me like that? He's going to reject me and this will all be over. Maybe it's for the best? But I should at least get a chance to explain myself. I'm not leaving. He can't tell me what to do. So I turn around and head back to the pack house determined to get him to listen to me. I'm going to tell him that things were moving too fast and I haven't had time to process everything. I walk inside the pack house again and straight to Zane's office. I hope he's still in here. Without knocking, I open the door and step in. I almost fall over from what I see. I can literally feel the color drain from my face and I gasp in shock. Crystal is sitting on his desk and he is leaning propped up on his arms, kissing her as she has her legs around his waist. He looks up and his eyes meet mine. He pushes her legs off him and starts to walk towards me in a rush, but I put my hand up to stop him from coming closer. Crystal walks over with a smirk on her face. I hope you should knock next time. She has some nerve. I watch her leave, then turn around and walk out the door. I hate him. I feel the tears running down my face. Hope I hear him yell after me. I walk faster but he grabs me. It's not what you think, he utters out of breath. Oh, I really don't care what you do, leave me alone. I struggle trying to get away from him. Damn it, Hope, stop! He yells. Just leave me alone and go back. I keep struggling within his arms and he growls. Enough! He snarls, picking me up and throwing me over his shoulder. I'm kicking and hitting him against his back. Put me down now, you beast! He smacks me on my butt. Hope, stop yelling or so help me! He carries me back into the house, up the stairs into a big bedroom and throws me on the bed. I get off quickly and walk back away from him. Every step I take back, he takes one forward, until I am against the wall and he is right in my face. You're going to listen to me one way or another. So either you sit down and listen or I'll tie you up, tape your mouth shut for you to listen. I stay silent but glare at him. You're going to listen to me one way or another. So either you sit down and listen or I'll tie you up, tape your mouth shut for you to listen. I stay silent but glare at him. Crystal came into my office as soon as you left. I was about to throw her out but she flung herself at me and kissed me when you came in. I remained quiet. Now about earlier, I will not tolerate you disrespecting me and going off drinking and partying with your friends. I don't care that you kissed her or that she kissed you, you're free to do what you want and so am I. I watch as his eyes darken. You don't care or you don't believe me? He asks. Both, I say in defiance. I don't want this, I say, moving my hands between us. Yes you do, you're just in denial, baby, he says. Ugh, he makes me so mad. Zane. My heart clenched when she said she didn't want this, meaning me. It didn't help having Hunter throwing a fit in my head either. He was raged when I told her to leave my office, then again when Crystal came in. It's hard dealing with a beast when he and I are one. Now he's sad because Hope is hurting. She thinks I was kissing Crystal. But her jealousy actually gave me some satisfaction. I am not in denial, she continues. I know what I want and what I don't want, and I don't want a mate that kicks me out of his office so he can be with his mistress. I fold my hands against my chest. It's going to be fun taming this little wolf, I say to myself. And about me and going out drinking and partying with my friends, that's none of your business, I will do whatever." Before she can finish that sentence I pull her up against my chest, her back to me, and put one hand over her mouth. I move her hair to the side and bring my mouth right up to her ear. "Don't you dare finish that sentence." She stands still, then starts squirming in my arms. I bring my other arm around her stomach. "And make this the last time you refer to her or anyone else as my mistress. I won't say it again, it's not what you think you saw. If you could feel our mate bond you would know I'm not lying to you." Having her this close to me has me turned on, and the dress she's still wearing, she is delicious. She wiggles her way out of my hold like a little kitten. She's facing me now. "I want to leave," she says, looking at me like she wants to chop my balls off. "Oh, the things I'd like to do to you," I think to myself. I take a deep breath to calm myself and hunt her down. "Hope, we are destined for each other. To be together. The sooner you accept that the better." She doesn't say anything. I take my chances and come closer to her. She doesn't move away. I take her into my arms and bring her head to my chest, holding her tight. She needs to know I won't ever let her go. "Wherever you go I'll always find you. You're mine," I whisper, then take her face in my hands and kiss her hard. She gives into me all at once. My tongue explores her mouth. She tastes so good. No other woman can compare. I sneak my hand down past her shoulders. I can't take the torture any longer. The sounds she's making are driving me crazy. I pick her up and walk us to my couch, never breaking our kiss. I sit down with her on my lap and move my mouth down to her neck, then shoulders. So sweet I pull the front of her dress down, then for a brief minute I lean back and look at her. She crosses her arms across her chest, trying to hide herself from me, but I slowly pull them down. She's perfect. Her pupils are dilated, but she blushes under my stare. I kiss her again and let my hands roam over her chest. She still doesn't stop me. I move down to her neck, sucking and kissing her sweet spot, making her go crazy. I can feel her start to let go, and she finally starts moaning out my name, driving me crazy. Hope. My thoughts are clouded, I can't think straight. All of a sudden there's a knock at the door and we break apart while I quickly pull my dress back up. I try to get off his lap, but he tightens his grip, keeping me in place. "This better be good," Zane says out loud, and Matt walks in. He looks surprised to see me. "Oh hey Hope, I didn't know she was here," he says, looking at Zane. "What is it?" Zane asks while running his hand through his hair. "There's a problem at our border, but I can see you're busy, so I'll go take care of it." Matt smiles devilishly. "What kind of trouble?" "There's a group of drunk guys who want to cross into our territory." Zane sighs. "Are they wolves?" Matt shakes his head no. I try to get off his lap again, but in vain. "I'll be down in a minute." Matt nods and leaves us alone. "Where do you think you're going, baby?" He puts his forehead against mine. "I have to be up early tomorrow," I say, feeling so embarrassed about what happened before Matt walked in. He smiles at me. "I'll drop you off on my way to the border." He sighs again. "Will you be okay?" I can't help but ask. He kisses my forehead. "Of course, if you're okay then I'm okay. You are my ultimate weakness, Hope, and my heart does all kinds of flips." When we get to my house, Dad is outside with Matt. "Hi Princess." Dad hugs me. "Hi Dad," I hug him back and kiss his cheek. I say good night and walk away from them. I look back at Zane before going inside, his eyes meet mine and he winks at me. Mom is by the window looking outside at Dad. "Hi," she looks at me smiling, "So I take it you and Zane are okay?" I smile back at her, "Yes, good night." I want out before she can ask me more questions. I kiss her cheek and go up to my room. My phone beeps, it's a message from Zane even though I just left his side. I open the message. "Sweet dreams baby, I'll call you tomorrow. Hope." It's Monday just like every other Monday. I get up early, get ready for school, and after breakfast Emily and Amy pick me up and we ride to school together. They ask all kinds of questions about Zane and I. I love my friends but they are nosy. To get them off my back I tell them that Zane is a great kisser. "Ew, I don't want to hear it," Emily almost screams, then doesn't ask about us again. Objective achieved. "What happened to you at the party?" Emily now asks Amy. "I hooked up with the new guy," she says smiling. They keep talking about the party until we get to school. As I walked in I notice people looking at me and some bowing their heads when I pass them. They must be in our pack or allies of our pack maybe, I think to myself. We meet April, Eric, Jason, and Derek by the lockers and I'm bombarded with questions again. "Everything's okay guys," I say with a smile across my face. "I know that smile," April says. "Spill, what happened?" Emily walks away closing her ears. "Guys, nothing happened," I say walking away to my first class. "We'll see you guys at lunch," Eric says as he takes April's hand and they walk away. Derek, Jason, Emily, and I all have the same class first period. "What happened at the Borders last night?" I ask. "What are you talking about?" Derek asks. I tell them about the problem at the border late last night and they look surprised. Well, all except Jason. "Did you know?" I ask looking at him. "No, I didn't, but that must be why Alpha Zane was in a bad mood this morning." He pauses for a second. "Well, not that I've ever seen him in a good mood." They laugh but I'm left wondering why he was in a bad mood. I woke up in an extra good mood today. My classes fly by and it's now lunch time. We all walk towards the cafeteria and a few girls ask me if I want to sit with them. Thanks, I say, not being able to focus on anything today. I make my way to the vending machine to get a cold iced tea. Gavin walks up to me. "Hey Hope," I can already see some cheerleaders glaring at me. "Hi," I smile at him then go back to getting my drink. "Listen, about what happened, I was wasted and I'm sorry if I said or did." I cut him off. "Oh no you didn't, don't worry about it," I say, not wanting to make him uncomfortable. "Me and a couple of friends followed you guys." I look at him confused. "Why?" I ask. "Well, you left the party so fast and I wanted to talk to you some more. My friends wouldn't let me drive my car after you, so they came with me." He pauses looking at me waiting to see what I might say, then he continues. "You guys were driving too fast and I think we lost you. Then some guys stopped us. They said we were trespassing on private property. It was so weird, they came out of nowhere." "That does sound weird," I say. "Anyway, do you want to hang out after school? I want to spend some time with you, getting to know you better," he asks with too much confidence. "I'm sorry, I can't." "Oh okay, well maybe some other time," he asks. Maybe I give him a small smile and walk away to where my friends and I usually sit. I tell them about Gavin following us and Derek says, well now we know why the Alpha was in a bad mood this morning. At the end of the day I walk out to the parking and there are two of our pack warriors waiting for me. One of them approaches me, "Hi Luna, Alpha Zane sent us to take you home." He takes my bag and waits for me to walk to Zane's car. "I'm going home with Emily. Luna, the Alpha gave us orders," he says but takes out his cell phone and I know who he's going to call. "Alpha, she wants to go home with you sister," I hear him say before Amy comes out. "We have training in less than 2 hours, where's Emily?" "We have mandatory training with Matt and Kyle after school 2 times a week, well at least I do. Emily and April train more because they already turned 18. We will follow behind you guys," the guy says after he hangs up. I cannot believe Zane sent 2 bodyguards to pick me up from school. This is too much. Emily doesn't notice anyone following us until we are almost on our territory. Zane sent them to make sure we get home safely, I say annoyed. She doesn't say anything. I get off at my house and tell them I'd meet them at training. I don't like to eat until after training, so I go lay down in my room until it's time to get ready. I take out my cell phone thinking if I should call Zane. He hasn't called me or sent me any message all day and he could have picked me up from school himself rather than sending someone. I pick up one of my novels and read until it's time to get ready. I wear my black leggings and white training shoes and head up to the pack house training grounds. I get there only to find a few pack members there with Kyle. The girls like to come out early so they get a chance to talk to him and his brother. He comes up to me smiling, we talk and laugh while waiting for everyone else. He is so nice and easy to get along with. Soon everybody else is there and Matt finally shows up. I'm still standing with Kyle and Emily. "Matt comes over, Hope," Zane said to go meet him in his office. I don't ask any questions. I go inside the mansion and stop when I hear Dad's voice from the living room area. I walk in there and he's in there with Mom, the Alpha, and Luna. I say hi to everyone. "Hi Princess," Dad greets me. I kiss him and Mom on the cheek and a hug the Luna and Alpha. I hear someone clear his throat. Zane walks in and for a second my heart stops. He looks so gorgeous. "Hi," I say a bit nervous. He walks over. "Have you eaten?" "No, I don't like to eat before training. Our parents are looking at us with smiles." "Let's go eat. You won't be training." He takes my hand. "Excuse us," he says to everyone and he leads me out to his office. "Hope, should I order lunch in here or do you want to eat in the kitchen?" he asks, not looking at me. "I had lunch at school. I'll wait for dinner, but if you're hungry." He's still not looking at me. "With who?" I don't answer him but ask a question of my own. "What's wrong? Why aren't you looking at me?" He looks at me. "Answer the question," he says in a low voice that makes my insides quiver. "I had lunch with your sister and our friends." I'm now glaring at him. "I know who came to the Borders last night." I tell him. "And how do you know that?" I pause for a few seconds. "He told me." I answer truthfully. "How long have you been friends with him?" "We're not really friends, I guess. We don't hang out or anything." He's still looking at me with those piercing beautiful eyes. "I see him at parties sometimes and I saw him at Kelly's for a little bit." I feel like I'm being interrogated. "Why did he follow you here?" "Zane," I say looking at him. "Answer the question." He yells. "Lower your voice please. I didn't do anything wrong." He said he came to talk to me, he was drunk and I'm sure he didn't know what he was doing. Zane just stares my way like he's having an internal battle. Are you done interrogating me? I ask, rolling my eyes at him. You will not talk to him anymore. Oh goddess, that's not fair. I'm not a child. There is no reason for me not to talk to him. He walks over to me, slowly shaking his head, then stands in front of me and looks right into my eyes. You will not talk to him again, he stresses each word. I stare back at him but stay quiet. The door opens and Crystal walks in carrying a tray. Alpha, you looked so stressed today. I bought you something to calm your nerves. She looks at me, then back at Zane. I'm sorry, I didn't know you had guests. I am not a guest, I growl out at her, standing in her face. I am his mate, and next time knock before you walk in. She looks shocked. What did you say? She sneers at me. Crystal, she is your Luna, watch how you speak to her. Zane warns her, word is command and she is right. Do not come in without knocking. Better yet, don't come here at all. Leave and take the drink with you, he says, pointing to the door. She storms out and Zane smiles at me. What? I ask. He comes closer to me. You acknowledged me as your mate. He looks so cute when he says that. Well, you are my mate. He kisses me softly, then sits down on his couch and pulls me on his lap. I put my head on his shoulder and he runs his fingers through my hair. He's much calmer now. Zane. Yes, baby, he answers and puts his both arms around my waist. I want to keep training. He doesn't say anything at first. Okay, but I'll be there. I smile at him. Now stand up and show me what you're wearing, he says with dark eyes. I stand up slowly and he stands up in front of me, his eyes locked on mine. He starts to unzip my hoodie slowly. I look down in his hand. He brings both hands to my shoulders and slips the hoodie down to my back. He kisses my forehead, then nose, then cheek, then finally my mouth. I want you so bad, his voice sounds so cute. He picks me up and sits me on his desk. I can't wait to have you on this desk. My brain is all mushy and I can't form the right words to say. A knock on the door wakes me up from being under his spell again. Emily walks in. Are you guys staying in here all day? A month later. Hope. This past month Zane and I have been spending as much time as we can together. He picks me up from school sometimes and we both have been spending a lot more time at the pack house. He has a very dominating and possessive side that causes us to fight a little more than most mates do, but Mom says that will all go away once I turn 18. I have been trying to avoid conversation with Gavin at school, but he wouldn't take a hint. He kept on asking me out until I finally told him I have a boyfriend. For the past week Zane has been away on business, and even though he calls me every night, I miss him. I've been keeping busy with schoolwork and my friends. I have also been spending more time with his family. Matt and Kyle are actually so cool to hang out with. We all went out to dinner twice this week away from the pack house. I learned that Kyle and Matt are just as eager as Emily to find their mates. Zane's birthday is coming soon, so I've been thinking of surprising him. I just haven't figured out how. Today is Friday and classes are dragging on forever. At lunchtime I head out of my class and Jason is waiting for me. Hey, where have you been, stranger? I groan. I know it feels like I haven't seen you in forever. We head to the cafeteria and Emily and Derek are waiting for us to get our lunch. We're sitting outside today. The weather is warm and nice. Emily says. We head to the doors that lead out to the football field and April, Eric, and Amy are already there. Jason tells us that the football team is having a party at the beach on Sunday. Why not on Saturday? Emily asks. Who cares anyway, there's going to a bonfire and all the hot babes, Derek says. She rolls her eyes at him. So I hope you can come with us, we really miss you coming out with us. Amy says. I look at her then gloss around at my friends, it's like they're all waiting for my answer. I miss hanging out with them too, so what if I go out with them? Yeah, I really miss you guys, I'm definitely going, I say. Just then Gavin walks over. Hey Hope, I look up at him taking a bite from my sandwich. Hi, he smiles at me. We're having a bonfire on Sunday, you should come. He pauses a bit. You can bring your boyfriend. He's out of town but I'll come with them, I say. Okay cool, I'll see you all there. As soon as he walks away, Jason says, he's so lame, like we need an invite. They all laugh. You guys stop it, if we're going to the party I don't want trouble. He was just being nice. Hope, he wants you, Eric says. I told him I have a mate, well, boyfriend. I don't think he cares, Derek says while eating. After school Emily drops me off and of course my bodyguard followed us home. Let's meet for dinner, she says. Okay, I'll come up, I answer her. Mom and Dad are in the living room. Hey princess, are you hungry? Dad asks. Hi, I had lunch at school. I kiss them both. I made your favorite cake, Mom says. Okay, I'll have a piece, I say, rushing towards the kitchen. Mom laughs then hands me a plate with a big piece of chocolate fudge cake. Dad walks over and takes a big piece too. We sit down together talking about school, then Dad goes back to the pack house. After a while I go up to my room and do all my assignments for next week, then take a shower. When I get out I put body lotion all over, then my panties and t-shirt. When I check my phone I have a missed call from Zane. Just as I'm about to call him back my phone rings. Hello, I answer quickly. Why didn't you answer my call? I was in the shower. How's your day so far, I ask him. It's about to get a lot better, he says, and I'm left wondering what he means. What are you doing now? He asks. Nothing, I miss you. I whine. So when I come back how are you going to show me you missed me? He asks, and I can practically see his smirk. I'll kiss you, I say. Do you promise? He asks. I hear my bedroom open, I turn around and Zane is right there. I missed you baby, he says, and I jump in his arms and he picks me up, hugging me tight. He nuzzles into my neck and takes a deep breath. Heaven, he says, and my heart melts. You're back. Yet and you have a promise to keep, he says with his $1 million smirk on his face. I stand on the tips of my toes, he chuckles, then puts his hands on my face, bends down and kisses me. I felt every part of my body ignite with his lips on mine. I could feel his emotions and his need through our kiss, and I couldn't help but moan into his mouth. His hands go all the way down to me and he squeezes. Oh my goddess, I'm only wearing panties and a t-shirt. I break our kiss, panting. I'm taking you out tonight. Be ready at 7:30. I already told your parents you won't be back till Sunday morning. We're not coming back tonight? I ask, a bit shocked. No, we're not. Pack what you need, but don't worry, I'll take you to pick up whatever you want. Hope. We're not coming back tonight? I ask, a bit conscious of my attire, but I still have my arms around his neck and both his arms are wrapped around my waist. Are you nervous to be alone with me, Hope? He asks me with those dark piercing eyes and a wicked grin, and I let go of him and take a small step back. I know, I'm just wondering where we're going, I say, feeling like I'm his prey. He smiles. I'm taking you on our first date, we're going to have dinner and the rest is a surprise. He kisses me again. I wish I could stay longer, but I have to go talk to my father before we go. I'll come get you at 7:30, be ready. He turns around and walks out my bedroom door. Okay, but listen, Zane. Hope, no buts or I'll skip dinner and go straight for dessert. You being dressed like that is giving me a hard-on anyway. I stand there shocked, my face turning all shades of red, I'm sure. As soon as he leaves, I call Mom. She and Dad were well aware of Zane's plan and she said this is something we both needed, being away from the pack might do us some good. I then called Emily, April, and Amy. I'm going to need help getting ready and I wanted to see them before I left for the weekend. It was already 6 when Zane left, so I had to hurry. April packed my bag with my mom's help. I made sure they packed my lotions, perfume, and some makeup. I left my hair down and did my own makeup. I put on some black eyeliner and mascara, blush, and red lipstick. Emily picked my dress and I like her taste, so I didn't argue. I wore a tight black strapless dress that stops right at the knee with a slit up the side. She helped me zip it up while I put on my nude stroppy heel shoes. I wore diamond stud earrings and a simple matching bracelet. You look absolutely gorgeous, Amy says. It's almost 7:30, so I hug each one of my friends as they leave. Dad is already downstairs making some calls, and when he sees me he walks over quickly and kisses my forehead. You look like a princess. Well, you always do. Thank you, Dad. I'm going to miss you guys, I say. We'll miss you too, but you'll be back soon enough. Zane has been planning this trip for a while now and I know you both need some time away from everyone else here, Dad says. It's 7:30 sharp and Zane knocks on the door. Call us, Mom says as she kisses me and walks over to open the door. Good evening, Catherine, I hear him say, and when he sees me he does a double take. His eyes pursue my body from head to toe. You look beautiful, baby. His voice alone makes me feel hot and he looks so cute right now in a black suit with a white shirt and black tie. Mom invites him in. He says hello to Dad and they talk for a few minutes until Zane says we have to get going or we'll miss our reservations. Zane carries my bag out to the car where he has a driver waiting for us by. When he sees me he bows his head, then opens the car door for me and I get in, leaving room for Zane. Once he's in he takes my hand, kisses it, then laces his fingers through mine. Then he lifts me up and puts me on his lap, his hand going up my leg. Is all this for me? He asks so seductively. I nod. Words, he says while kissing my neck. Yes, it's all for you, I say, and he smiles against my neck. I put my head on his shoulder, enjoying his scent. Zane. She remains quiet with her head on my shoulder. I think she's fallen asleep for a minute, but when I look down at her she's not, and I can feel how nervous she is. What are you thinking? I ask. Nothing, she smiles at me. I know you're nervous. Why? She hesitates for a few seconds, then asks, where are you taking me after dinner? Hunter practically screams to bed in my head. Somewhere far away, just the two of us. I say, and she just looks at me. I can read her expression. Hope, I will never ever hurt you, you know that, right? She nods again and I raise my eyebrow at her, so she says, "Yes, I know you wouldn't hurt me." Her eyes light up when she sees the restaurant. "I hope you're hungry, baby." "I am very hungry," she says. A hostess greets us. "Alpha, we are so happy to have you here tonight with your beautiful Luna." She bows this way to your table. She leads us to a private table with a beautiful view of the night. I pull out her seat and she thanks me, then I take my seat across from her. She takes my breath away every time I see her. "I hope you like French food," I ask. "I do, but I've never been here before." "I know," I tell her. A waitress comes over and right away we recognize her as human. We order our meals, then I say, "Get us a bottle of your best champagne." The waitress looks at Hope and hesitates, "And what would you like to drink?" "I'll have champagne," Hope says, and the waitress doesn't say anything. "You heard her," I say, almost growling. "Right away, sir," she says and walks away. "So tell me about your trip," she says. I take a deep breath, then take her hand. "I'm on the board of directors at one of our companies, so I had to be there for a few meetings, and then I met with some shareholders. It was just a lot of meetings and a lot of signing paperwork." I say. "Do you stay at a hotel?" she asks. "No, I have a penthouse I stay in when I'm in the city. I want to take you there sometime soon." She smiles. Our conversation shifts between work and her school until we finish our meals and I lead her back to the car. "Why do you have a driver today?" "I need him to drive the car back." She looks at me puzzled. 45 minutes later we park at the airport and Hope looks like she might faint. "Trust me," I say and pull her by the waist, bringing her head to my chest. We board my private jet and I can see her beautiful face light up as she looks around. I take pride in my jet. It's a Boeing BBJ, designed by a famous interior designer. I take pride in living a luxurious life because my father and myself work very hard. For a while now I have been running all our companies and businesses to give my family a glamorous lifestyle, and that's the perfect word to describe this jet, glamorous, just like the girl by my side. I know she's been on a plane before. Her dad would take them on vacations every time he had off, but she's probably never been on a private jet. "Go have a look around." "Okay," she answers softly. I make sure she's all right, give her a quick kiss on her forehead, then go to talk to the captain before takeoff. "Zane, please tell me where we're going." She has that adorable look on her face. "To Hawaii," I answer, "my baby." "Hope." I've been to Hawaii twice, once with my parents, but that was when I was 11. Then when I turned 16 my parents surprised me with another trip for my friends and I. Of course I had 3 warriors tag along as bodyguards, but it wasn't so bad, they were just there to make sure we were safe. That was only last year and it was the best 5 days of my life, but I have a feeling Zane is going to change that. "Have you ever been to Hawaii?" he asks me, kissing my hand. "I have, yes. I remember every time you went away Hunter was angry until you came back." I look at him confused. "You knew we were mates back then." He lies down on the couch and pulls me on top of him. "I felt a pull towards you as soon as I turned 18, but you were like 7 or 8, so I ignored it. And when you would go away on trips with your family, Hunter would give me a headache with his bad mood." "Oh, okay. Well, the last time I was in Hawaii was last year with my friends." He flinches, and his expression changes. "What friends?" He looks at me with his eyebrows furrowed together. "Friends from the pack," I say, rolling my eyes at him. Don't roll your eyes at me, little girl. Why is he getting mad? I get up off him and fold my arms together against my chest. Little girl. I ask. Ugh, I wish I could punch him. He sits up and looks at me right in the eyes. Who did you go with? He asks again, emphasizing each word. I said friends from the pack. You know who my friends are. I say, almost shouting. He sits up and runs his hand through his hair. Lower your voice. There's no need to yell. There's no need to curse or call me little. I glare at him. So Jason was there. He rests his elbows on his knees with his head in his hands. Yes, so was Derek and Eric, April, Emily, and Amy. He remains silent, so I continue. This was last year and Jason is my friend. Why does he bother you? He looks up at me. Because I know he wants what's mine. What's yours? And why is it you felt a pull towards me but you still went around sleeping with every she-wolf in the pack? Aren't you supposed to be mine as well? You were too young, Hope, and I didn't know for sure you were mine. I thought Hunter was just being protective because you were Emily's friend or something. You were too young, he says again, and don't just insinuate that I have been with every she-wolf in the pack. He's glaring at me. I'm really getting mad now, or is it jealousy? I don't know, I just know I hate feeling this way. Oh okay, so I can't insinuate about you sleeping around but you can about Jason? Newsflash, Zane. I never slept with Jason or anyone else for that matter. He looks up at me, then stands up and tries to take me into his arms but I push him away. He growls, don't ever push me away. He pulls me into his arms. I'm sorry, it's just the thought of you and that drives me and Hunter both crazy. I stay quiet. I'm sorry baby, he says again as he nuzzles his head into my neck and stays there inhaling my scent, which I know calms him. I hate fighting with you, he says. I'm still angry but I melt into him. Me too, I say, then give him a quick peck. Let's get some rest. He looks at his watch. We still have 4 hours before we land. I do feel tired, it's been a long day, but there's no way I can fall asleep now, but laying next to him sounds nice. Okay, I sit down and start taking off my shoes. He's still standing watching me. What? I ask. He doesn't answer, he just picks me up bridal style and I yelp, then wrap my arms around his neck giggling. Let's go to the bedroom, he says. I didn't see a bedroom. He walks toward the end of the jet and slides the door open to a private luxurious bedroom. Here it is. He puts me down and I stand shocked for a minute. The room is elegant and big, with a modern bed, and it even has a bathroom with shower. I've never seen anything so big. I have to shower in here, I say, excited. Zane starts to loosen his tie. I have something big for you, he says, and I almost drool at how hot he looks taking his clothes off. He comes over and stands behind me and starts rubbing my shoulders. We can shower now, he says seductively with his mouth pressed against my ear. I could feel myself blush. I said, I not we. He chuckles. Aw, come on, I'll behave. The bulge in his boxers says otherwise. Wolves, that are of age, feel the mate bond right away and at full strength, so I know he's having a hard time controlling himself right now. The shower basically has glass walls, so it's all see-through to the bedroom. Even though I want to, I won't be using that shower tonight. I don't think so, I say, smiling. I turn around and kiss him. I hope you booked me my own room at the hotel. Hell no, he says, then picks me up and playfully throws me on the bed. I try to move back away from him, laughing so hard, but he's on top of me in a second and I lose myself in his beautiful dark eyes. His aura is so dominating, he is truly an alpha. He pauses for a minute, then leans down and kisses me. His mouth tastes so good, his kiss is dominating but full of passion. He leans himself up on his elbow and his other hand is roaming all over my body, then he snakes his hand around my back and unzips my dress. He gets up on his knees and peels it off my body, his eyes never leaving mine. "You're so beautiful, Hope, and mine." His eyes are a few shades darker now. He brings his hand to my neck and trails it down to my shoulder while he slowly places soft little kisses all over my face, then he snakes his hand behind me and I know what he's going to do. He moves his hand slowly down my stomach. I swallow hard. What is he going to do? Should I stop him? But it feels so good. As if he can read my mind, he says, "If you don't want this, stop me now. I won't ever do anything you don't want me to do." He licks his bottom lip as he watches me. A gasp escapes me when I feel his mouth on my skin. I can't help the sounds I'm making, my whole body trembles at the foreign feeling. I hear him curse but I can't focus on anything but the pleasure he's giving me. His movements become a bit rougher and he speeds up, making my body shiver. He holds me in place with one of his hands. "Come for me," he demands and continues at me as I close my eyes. He keeps going then slows down knowing I've reached my peak. He pulls away from me for a second, giving me time to come down from my high. I've never felt this relaxed. He lays down and pulls me into his chest. "You're everything to me, I can't ever lose you." He runs his fingers through my hair. I feel so shy but I can't help but look up at him. "I love you, Hope," he confesses. "Zane." She looks up at me shocked, but it's true, I do love her. I would do anything for this girl. She is mine and she doesn't have a choice here. I know how that sounds but it's the truth. I won't ever let her go whether she can or cannot feel the mate bond. I don't care. I was never interested in a serious relationship and I had given up on the idea of having a mate. Then she comes into my life and turns it upside down. Hope is my destiny. She challenges me and stands up to me like no other woman would dare to. I want to end my torture and have my way with her right here, but I can't. I have to wait until she's 18, then I can claim her and leave my mark deep inside her exquisite body. I would have loved to hear her reciprocate my feelings, but she stayed silent and leaned into me, putting her head on my chest. I have her wrapped in my arms. My eyes sweep over her body from top to bottom very slowly, taking in how gorgeous my girl really is. "She doesn't love us," Hunter says, going crazy. "She does, but she won't admit it to herself," I tell myself and Hunter. "Baby, are you okay?" I ask, running my fingers through her hair. She sighs in satisfaction. Yes, she moves her head up and kisses my neck, sending those electric waves through me. I wish she could feel them as strongly as I do, but that too will have to wait until she's 18. "How much longer till we get there?" she asked. I could tell she was drained. "Not too much longer now." I got up out of bed and she made this soft whimpering sound that had me to wanting her. I bent down and kissed her. "I'm going to get us something to drink. And a snack," she says. "Okay, I'll get you a snack, but I already had mine," I teased her, and she whacks my arm. "Just go." I looked down at her, trying to hide from my heated gaze. "Oh, the things I'm going to do to you," I thought to myself. I put on my pants and shirt and shut the door behind me. After checking on the captain and went to the kitchen area. I usually have a stewardess or two on board, but this time I wanted complete privacy with Hope. When I returned, she was dressed. Bummer. I put the tray of snacks and drinks down and walked towards her. Can you zip me up? Do you want me to get your suitcase so you can wear something more comfortable? She has me wrapped around her finger. Yes, please. I left the room again and came back with our bags. She opened her bag and pulled out black leggings and a t-shirt. I undress again and lay down on the bed with my hands behind my head waiting for her to change. She looks at me, turn around, she says, smiling at me. It's a little too late for that, don't you think? I told her. She blushes, drop the dress and give me a show. She stares at me, then does what she's told. She drops the dress and puts her t-shirt on first, then her leggings. Happy? She asks. Feisty little thing. Yes, I am, I say, pointing to my bulging boxers. She laughs, then opens my bag and picks out a pair of sweats and t-shirt. I put on the sweats and leave the t-shirt for later. We share a frozen hot chocolate ice cream sundae, but she was too tired to eat anything else, so she cuddled into me and put her head on my chest. I ran my fingers through her hair, watching her fall asleep. This is the first time I sleep with my baby in my arms, and it was the best sleep I've ever had. Hope. I wake up to the sound of knocking at the door. I tried to get up, but Zane tightened his grip on me. Zane, we're here, the captain is knocking on the door. He looks so handsome and peaceful. I run my finger across his lips, then his hair. Alpha, we have landed in Hawaii. The captain says from behind the door. Zane finally gets up. Okay, thank you, we'll be out shortly. I gave him a kiss. It's not even dawn yet, we can sleep some more at the hotel, I told him. We made it out of the jet and through the airport hand in hand and finally to the hotel. Do we really need a suite? I asked Zane as we are about to enter our room. Yes, only the best for my baby. He picked me up bridal style and unlocks the door. The room is just beautiful. It has a 4-poster bed that looks heavenly right now, designer furnishings in the living room, a jacuzzi in the elegant bathroom, and the view from our balcony is just gorgeous. I can't wait to see it during the day. I practically jump up into his arms and wrap my arms around his broad shoulders. Thank you. He smiles, then lifts me up and I wrap my legs around his waist. Anything for you. He brings his lips to mine and kisses me softly. He presses his body closer to mine, making me feel his hardened manhood. He walks us to the bed, never breaking the kiss as he sits with his back against the headboard and his hands on my hips with me straddling his lap. I pulled away first. What's wrong? He asked. His eyes were blazing with desire. I hesitated a bit. Don't you want me to do what you did to me? He smirks at me. Ah, baby, do you want to suck my... I quickly put my hand over his dirty mouth. He started laughing, so I smacked his arm. Ah, I'm sorry, come here. He cupped my face, and stared at me with those deep dark eyes. I can't think straight when he looks at me like that. I would love nothing more than to have your sweet mouth around me, but I don't want you to feel like you have to. I understood what he said, but my brain couldn't form a coherent sentence. We have all the time in the world, there's no rush, baby. He lifted me off him and pulled his shirt off. Let's get some more sleep. He took off his sweats and stays in his boxers. My stomach does flips watching him. I got up and quickly unpacked our things, then climbed back into bed with him. I cuddled up to him as he wrapped his arm around me. Everywhere our skin touched I felt light tingles of electricity. I could get used to this. I don't know if I'll ever be able to fall asleep without him again. Hope. I woke up feeling better than I have in a while, I found myself trapped between two strong arms. On one of his arms he has a sleeve that I find so hot. I start tracing the tattoos ever so lightly so I don't wake him up. Everything that's happened between us is so surreal, I would have never guessed that Zane would be my mate. I have this one memory of him when I was 8 or 9, my friends and I were playing hide and seek. I went wandering in the forest to hide and I got lost. It was getting dark and I was scared, but Zane found me and took me home. He didn't say anything to me. I was actually a bit scared because he was so tall and big and he kept looking down at me frowning. I think it was because I had been gone for a long time and Mom was scared. Which reminds me, I have to call Mom. I try to move his hand so I can get up, but he tightens his grip around me. Zane, I need to get my phone and call Mom. I move his hair out of his face and kiss his cheek. He groans and pulls me closer to him. Come right back, he says, then loosens his grip on me. I get my phone and find several messages, one of which is from Mom, so I go into the living room and call her first. We talked for about 5 minutes and I promise her to take a bunch of pictures for her. I check my messages, one's from Gavin, one from Emily and one from Jason. Why would Gavin send me a message after I told him over and over I have a mate, well, boyfriend? I click on the message. Hi Hope, I heard you're coming to the bonfire. I'll see you there, we are friends, right? He heard I'm coming to the bonfire? What? I should just write him and tell me we can't be friends, or maybe I'll just tell him when I see him. Emily's message was sweet. She misses me, so I message her back that we are in Hawaii and that I miss her too. Jason's message was sweet too, but I don't respond to him right away. I make a mental note to write him later. Hey, I hope you haven't changed your mind about the bonfire. Will the big bad alpha let you come out with us? I hope so, we miss hanging with you. His remark about Zane makes me laugh to myself. Zane does come off as big and bad, but he's different with me. I put my phone down and go get ready for a day in Hawaii while Zane's still asleep. I take a quick shower, then put lotion all over my body. I'm glad April packed my favorite bikini. I put it on and wear a short, white beach dress on top with white beach sandals. I dry my hair and leave it down. Now to wake up Zane, I think to myself, but when I get out of the bathroom he's on his phone. I walk over and give him a quick kiss on the cheek. He puts his arm around my waist and turns so that I'm standing between his legs. Don't bother me again until Monday, Zane says before he ends the call. Good morning, I say, smiling at him. How can he look so good in the morning? Good morning, beautiful, he says while laying back and pulling me on top of him. He puts his arms behind his head while I straddle him. What do you want to do first today? He asks me. I want to have breakfast first, then beach. He sits up and cups my face. As you wish, he says, then kisses me softly. Come shower with me, he says while his hands go up my dress, making my blood heat up. I already showered, but maybe later tonight. He smiles at me like I'm trapped in his web deal. After several attempts to get me to join him, he finally showers and puts on shorts and a t-shirt. We order breakfast to our room, and when the waiter looked at me a little longer than he should have, Zane snapped at him and almost kicked him out. I felt bad for the poor guy. Zane insists on feeding me my breakfast, and I can tell you breakfast has never been so erotic. We spend the whole day walking by the beach, swimming, laying in the sun, talking about everything and anything. Zane tells me about his wolf and how he is dying to meet my wolf once I'm 18. I wonder what my wolf will be like, I say mostly to myself. She will be beautiful and strong like you. He answers. Before we walk back to the hotel, he takes me to a secluded beautiful lagoon with a waterfall where we spend most of the time wrapped in each other's arms, kissing and his hands touching me everywhere. I am so aroused he wraps my legs around him and walks over to the edge of the lagoon and sits me down. I have to taste you again. He moves my bottoms to the side and roughly licks and sucks at me until I'm screaming his name. On our way back to the hotel, I stopped at a few shops and bought a few things. Of course Zane glared at me when I wanted to pay. Anything you want or need I'll pay for from now on. Zane, I have my own money and I don't like. Hope, please don't argue with me for once. He takes my bags and walks out with me behind him. I want to argue with him about this, but I don't want to ruin the great day we are having. Okay, but if I want to buy something for my parents or friends I'll pay. He sighs. You are mine and I want to take care of you. The way he says that makes my heart melt, so I let it go for now. We get back to the hotel and it's already 6 p.m. Let's get ready for dinner, he says. I'm tired, can we just eat here? He smiles. That's even better. He walks up to me and starts taking off my dress. We're going to order and have dinner here, then I'm going to have you for dessert. He gives me a I'm dead serious look. Join our Facebook and WhatsApp group for more updates, link is given in description. Rest audiobook will be continued in next episode.